Chapter 4 of the Death of Ivan Ilych, as the months pass, Ivan Ilych sometimes has a bad taste in his mouth and feels discomfort in his left side, which gets worse and makes Ivan irritable and quarrelsome. His wife, made miserable, begins to wish he would die. She realizes that wouldn't help because then she'd have no income. Not even his death could save her from her unhappiness. One evening, Ivan Ilych admits that his bad temper results from how ill he feels. Praskovia suggests he see a highly reputable doctor. Just as Ivan Ilych did in his court career, the doctor sums up his findings, but seems unconcerned with their gravity. Ivan Ilych feels bitter because the doctor is so callous and nonchalant when Ivan's condition might be serious. Ivan begins taking medicine and hears from the doctor that there was a contradiction between the indications from the examination of the urine and the symptoms that showed themselves. Ivan realizes that the doctor had misdiagnosed the problem or doesn't know what he's talking about. He becomes preoccupied with illness and tries to convince himself that his pain is getting better. Yet as soon as something goes awry in his life, the pain intensifies. People at work also treat Ivan Ilych as a man whose place might soon be vacant. Ivan realizes that through his illness and depression, he was poisoning the lives of others. Lying in bed at night, Ivan is racked with physical pain and fear. He feels that no one understands what he's going through. Ivan Ilych's suffering is both physical and psychological, and it's made worse by the isolation that walls him off from others. Ivan's colleagues react to his illness mainly with selfishness. When they realize he's ill, their first thoughts are about how the vacancy at work, Ivan's death, might result in their promotion. Same goes for his wife. When Ivan is irritable at dinner, Praskovia begins to feel sorry for herself, and the more she pitied herself, the more she hated her husband. Leo Tolstoy's description of medical professionals and their self-importance and superiority is likely a critique of the West's rational, egoistic elevation of science above everything else. In these chapters, the doctors behave as if they're knowledgeable and competent, yet they cannot or will not answer Ivan Ilych's most basic human question about his condition. Was his case serious or not? The doctors refuse to address this existential but non-scientific plea.